Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to explain a great movie whose name is Nimona. And if you're new to our channel, then like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you get the latest update of our channel. So let's start without any delay. In the beginning of the story, we are told that years ago there was a kingdom where there was peace everywhere. But one day a dangerous monster attacked the kingdom. But in that moment of danger, a protector appeared whose name was Gloreth. Gloreth bravely faced the monster, after which at last there was peace in the kingdom as before. But she knew that this monster could come at any time, so she formed an army of powerful warriors and ordered them to protect the kingdom in the same way for the coming generation. After this, we are shown the time after 1,000 years, where the kingdom was very futuristic and advanced. Today, the queen of the kingdom was about to be appointed to the throne, including a brave man named Alistair, who did not belong to any royal family. But the queen, seeing his passion to become a warrior since childhood, finally decided to make him a warrior today. But Ballister is a little worried about this. Will the people of the kingdom accept him or not? After he becomes warrior, then his friend Ambrosius comes to encourage him, who was actually a descendant of Gloreth. Ballister and Ambrosius both liked each other very much and liked each other's company. Soon the election ceremony of the warrior was about to start. Ambrosius was going to be part of it. Then a warrior named Squire brings a sword to Ballister. Before entering the arena, the director of the institute comes to all of the Night Candle and advises them to always be loyal to that kingdom. Ballister was also favorite of the director and the queen. After this, all the knights are present in the arena. First of all, it is turn of Ambrosius to become the protector of the kingdom. The whole crowd kills him, and then suddenly the laser is shot from the sword of Ballister, about which Ballister had no idea. But seeing this, Ambrosius, showing his loyalty to his work, cuts off one of his friend's hand. This incident leads to the queen's death, and all the people present there started to blame Ballister. Ballister somehow manages to escape from there, but he is declared a defective by the institute, and search is going for him. On the other hand, we see Ballister was hiding and living from everyone, and after Ambrosius cut it off his hand, he had put a prosthetic hand. Then a girl comes to his house named Nimona and started to disturb the things kept there. Nimona was a naughty and extrovert girl. Being irritated, Ballister says Nimona to leave from there, and he tells, but in reality she wanted to be sidekick of Ballister and to support him in his evil deeds because she left that Ballister is a criminal whom outsiders hate. That's why he is hiding it. Nimona's story was also like this. That's why she wanted to be Ballister, and when Ballister tells her that he is not a real criminal, Nimona is not impressed at all, gets irritated and gets caught as soon as Ballister leaves the house. Then the director comes to meet, but even after Ballister's insistence, she refuses to believe him as innocent. And because of breaking her trust, she feels ashamed and leaves. But as soon as she leaves, Nimona also reaches to Ballister, who releases from the jail very easily. Due to this reason, the royal army chases her, and when running is not enough, Nimona reveals her real form to everyone and turns into a giant rhino. Ballister is also surprised to see this. Actually, Nimona has a unique ability to easily take the form of any human or animal, and she was very good at using this ability of hers. She brings Ballister out of the institute through shape-shifting. When Ballister comes home and finds out that Nimona is not a human, he starts to get scared, and soon he finds out that she has no one here. That's why she wanted to stay with him and support him, which calms Ballister down a bit. Then he remembers that Squire had given him the sword that killed the queen. They decide to catch him together. On the other hand, after Ballister's escape, Ambrosius decides to catch Ballister himself. After this, he sent many drones in search of Ballister, which spread throughout the kingdom. On the other hand, Ballister and Nimona had also come out of the house, who were going to the market in disguise so that they could catch Squire from there. Meanwhile, Ballister explains to Nimona a lot that this time she does not have to break anything. but Nimona was forced by her habit. And then Ballester feels that he is going to be caught by the hands of army. In this situation, Nimona shifts herself into the shape of Ballester and distracts the soldiers and takes them from there behind her. After which they both cleverly enter the metro, but through CCTV. Ambrosius finds out that Ballester is in the metro, which is going towards the market. So to catch him, he goes with his army, but they manage to escape. That's when they see Squire in the market, who Nimona takes the form of an evil child to catch. Afraid of this, Squire starts running away. But even after all this, Ballester escapes from Ambrosius' army and takes Squire away. And because of Ambrosius' army attack on the car could not go much further, so he had to stop at one place. There Ballester sees that there was an arrow on Nimona's foot, but Nimona does not care about it. But despite this, he takes care of Nimona and takes out the arrow from her foot and puts a bandage on it. Nimona also feels very good to see this. After this, he asks Squire to tell the truth about the sword, but they finds out Squire was innocent. In fact, director was behind all this, and he changed Ballister's sword. Ballester doesn't believe this. Nimona tells him that now we have the evidence with which we can prove that you are innocent. And Ballester didn't want to do this because he thought that after knowing the truth of the director, people's trust in the institute would be lost, because he believed that the institute was not bad, just the director was bad. Ballester still believed in Ambrosius, so he takes Ambrosius to show this evidence to prove his innocence, and as soon as he sees them, Ambrosius' army starts attacking them, which also ends the last proof of Ballister's innocence. Then Ballester thinks of Ambrosius as innocent. All this is done by the director, but Ambrosius doesn't believe him. This makes Ballester feel that Ambrosius is not same as before. After this, Nimona and Ballester get ready to face Ambrosius' army, where Nimona transforms into different creatures and faces them with courage. But meanwhile, Ballester starts to feel weak in front of the army. Then to save him, Nimona transforms into a dragon. But when she sees a kid being scared, she comes to her original form. But when the kid calls her a monster and starts to go away from her, Nimona is unable to do anything. But as time goes by, Ballester takes her away from there. He reaches home and asks Nimona why she had become so calm all of a sudden. Then he finds out that for some reason, Nimona hated being called a monster, and even Ambrosius had started to feel that Ambrosius had also become corrupt with the institute, so he directly targets the director. On the other hand, Ambrosius comes to the director in anger and doubts him and asks him why Ballester had taken her name. Is she really responsible for all this? Then the director kills Ambrosius with Ballister's actual sword, and she says to him that yes, I was the one who trapped Ballester, and I wanted to kill the queen because of my hatred for her, because she broke the tradition of glory and decided to make a common man like Ballester brave. This could have led to the collapse of our empire, but only then we come to know that all this was a trick of Nimona and Ballester so that she could collect evidence against her. Ballester records this statement of the director. As soon as he reaches home, Ballester uploads this evidence on the internet, which makes her go viral. After knowing the truth about the director, the entire public is in a state of anger. As soon as Ambrosius comes to know about this, he goes to arrest the director, but the director reveals such evidence to him, which surprises Ambrosius. Here, when Nimona is sleeping, Ballester gets a secret message from Ambrosius, who invites him to meet him in a bar. But there, he hears the justification of the director on TV, who tells everyone that you all saw that clip. I'm not in that, but there is an evil monster with Ballester who can take anyone's form. We are both cheating. There, Ambrosius also shows the evidence given by the director to Ballester that the girl with you is the same monster that was faced by Glory 1,000 years ago, but now she is living among us in disguise, using to complete her incomplete task. But Ballester does not believe him at all, and when he reaches home, he tells Nimona to tell her truth, because he too was suspicious of her by looking at her behavior. Meanwhile, the army of the institute comes to arrest Nimona, but Nimona runs away from there. Here we can learn about the past of Nimona, that how there was no friend of Nimona, and no one used to accept her in any group she went to in disguise. But one day she met a girl from a royal family named Gloret. She spoke to Nimona for the first time and slowly they became good friends. Gloret was the first girl who understood Nimona better and she accepted her even after knowing her true identity. They both lived happily together. But when Gloret's family came to know about this, they started considering monster. That's why they separated Gloret from her. Then intentionally they tried to hurt Nimona, but because of this, Nimona lost control of her defense and tried to attack. But after seeing this form, Gloret also started considering her as a monster and started to consider her as her enemy. Despite her goodness, people started considering Nimona as a monster and she became completely alone due to everyone's harassment. After remembering those incidents of her past, Nimona finally transforms again in her black monster form. As soon as she realizes this, the army leaves Balestor and goes towards the city. That's when Ambrosius faces the same monster form of Nimona, which starts wreaking havoc in the city due to its anger, which causes one-on-one attacks on him. But none of this has any effect on him. After seeing the scene, Balestor is also affected by Nimona and starts regretting his actions. The director decides to kill the monster forever after seeing this. But because of this, half the city and other innocent people were going to be killed. But even after Ambrosius' refusal, the director doesn't listen to him. Here, when Nimona feels the hatred of the people for her during this destruction, she feels even more weak and helpless because she always wanted everyone to love her. Then to calm her down, Balestor comes there. The director also stops saying this. There, Balestor tells him that he understands him. This fight is not only hers. After hearing this, Nimona comes in her human form and hugs Balestor. But the director still does not change her decision to fire the cannon. At this, Ambrosius tells him, "Do you know, we have always been wrong about Nimona. She's also like all of us." But then the director attacks them all with a laser. And before firing her cannon, Nimona as a phoenix-like creature goes towards her. The blast that kills them both. After that, the kingdom is at peace again. But Balestor still misses Nimona a lot. Balestor and Ambrosius had already came into a relationship. But in the end, Balestor meets Nimona again. So guys, this amazing movie ends here. Guys, do tell me how you like the movie. And let's meet in another movie.